professional chefs on the show today, but we all know all of you aren't professional chefs in the kitchen. I know I'm not. I can't cook like Randy and Devin. So we've got easy, non-chefy ideas for your holiday dinner with Leigh Ann Allaire Perrault. Yes! And I love that this idea kind of came from Mommy.
It did.
Right?
So both of my parents were kind of expert entertainers, but on the fly. They owned a catering company years ago, and I remember distinctly growing up, especially around this time of year, the doorbell would ring, and where most people would turn off the lights and hit the floor, they would open the door and welcome people in and begin the process of putting together the most outrageously beautiful spread of food. My mom would be in the kitchen while she's chatting with everyone. My dad would be behind the bar mixing cocktails like Tom Cruise in the movie Cocktail.
Yeah.
And it was actually quite like awe-inspiring to see how they made people feel so welcome and could make something out of nothing.
I think that's amazing. I mean, if anyone were to take a look at any of these dishes here, you're gonna think, oh my gosh, catered, or she made these from scratch. They're all from the freezer.
From the freezer. So
All
I
of
may
them.
not have inherited my gourmet gene from my parents, but I did inherit the gene of turning the nothing into something.
Yes.
And really it just comes down to creativity and presentation.
Yeah.
So Dev and Randy, look away, please. Because
this isn't for you.
Because I wouldn't
This is
so much
for us.
call this cooking. It's definitely not chefing. We are heating.
Yes.
And making it pretty and delicious. Which checks the
Amazing.
boxes for the holidays.
Toasting and heating, that's what we're doing.
So I first want to call out that I think it is important this time of year, as most people already do. They buy those staples, the cheese, the crackers, the nuts, and you have them on hand because that is the fastest and easiest way to throw together that charcuterie board when people pop by. And it's the perfect, like, I call those my neighbor staples. When somebody comes to the door and they have like a bottle of wine and you're like, come in, and you can quickly put something together.
A killer cheese board can go a long way while you figure out what's next.
Or how do I make them leave
What
faster?
am I doing?
So this is where you can dive into the freezer.
Yes.
Especially maybe you have a day's notice. Somebody's like, I'm going to be in the neighborhood. They send you a text. I'd love to pop by.
Yes.
You don't have to run to the store and spend a lot of money. We're all trying to keep those grocery bills under wraps.
Yes.
So this is a way to dive into your freezer and use things that you already have, such as frozen meatballs. I think that this tends to be a staple for a lot of people.
Yeah.
As well as frozen tater tots.
Tater tots.
I love me some tater tots. Now, you can also do this with hash browns. You could even do this with French fries, because what we're going to start by doing is putting our frozen tater tots into a muffin tin here. And you're going to put 2, I'm using, this is a small muffin tin. If you have a bigger muffin tin, put 3. And just fill that up. And if the instructions on the freezer bag call for 20 minutes to bake them, do them for 10. You're going to pull them out, and then you're going to take a spoon, and when they're soft, you're going to mush them into little tater tot cups, because this will become the base for your appetizer. So then what we are going to do is we are going to take a little bit of ketchup. So now it's like fries and ketchup. We're going to add the meatball. So it's burgers and fries now. This is my burger and fry bite. You're going to put on a little piece of cheese, fill your tray back up with these, and put them under the broiler just for a minute to melt that cheese. And when it comes out, grab a little skewer with a pickle on top, and now you've got the little mini burger and fry bite.
Little sliders.
So cute!
They're so cute.
They're cute and they're delicious.
They're very good.
Because I also think that appetizers don't need to be bougie. You want them, like, I love the comfort food element, which is what all of these are, including frozen pizza.
Okay, so most of us have one of these in the freezer. You might pop it in if the kids want a lunch, or if you're just feeling like you want something easy breezy to do, and you can even add your own stuff onto it.
Absolutely, and that's one of the best hacks to turn this into gourmet, is to add all of your pantry items, extra like fancy cheeses onto this, some herbs, or you can just keep it as is. You're going to also put this in the oven for half of the instructed time. So if it says 10 minutes, only put it for 5. Let it get soft, but not to the point where the edges start to get crispy, because then what you're going to do is you're going to take it out and roll your pizza into almost like a little log, like Chris Holiday log. And that way you can then start by just carving out little pinwheels. See what these look like? Don't those look so cute? And then just put a little toothpick in them and serve them with a side of marinara sauce as little appetizer dippers. And now you've taken a triangle slice of pizza, which would have been not that exciting for your guests, but elevated it into something that looks gourmet. Simple.
Anything you pinwheel looks better. Pinwheel anything. everything,
here
and
for
it
the
all of a
pinwheel.
sudden is elevated. I feel like I'm looking at chicken and waffles.
You are looking
is
at
that what's happening right now?
delicious chicken and waffles. Now,
So
we
good.
are a family that every Sunday we actually make our own waffles and French toast and
Nice.
freeze it so we have it for throughout the week. Frozen works perfect. If you've got a box of frozen waffles, you're gonna cut your waffles into 4s. If you have rounds, this works too. Just little triangles of waffles.
Yep.
And you're going to place them all on a platter, take your chicken nuggets that have been frozen in the freezer, drop them in a little mixture of your favorite barbecue sauce with some hot sauce. So get it nice and coated. So this almost creates a buffalo chicken vibe. This also will help to mask the fact that they're a chicken nugget.
Yeah.
Because nobody needs to know.
Give us some flavor.
Right? Place that right on top, and then a little bit of chives, or again, any herb you have just makes it look next level.
Yeah.
And then you can drizzle this with syrup. Or you can go that extra step and try to look like you know what you're doing, and buy these like little mini pipettes, and these have syrup in them. So I've just syringe kind of syrup into them, and then you just drop that in the side.
That's so cool.
So you can put a little syrup, your guests can put it on with every bite.
Oh, I
sweet,
love it.
spicy, delicious.
Where do you get those little pipettes? Do you know?
Amazon.
Okay.
Amazon.
Good to know.
Yes.
Good to know.
I know we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take you through some frozen pasta. If you've got raviolis, you're going to cook these al dente. So boil them al dente, drop them into some egg. So I've got some beaten up eggs in here, and basically just your egg bath. Then you're going to drop them into a little mixture of breadcrumbs. Or if you don't have breadcrumbs, you're going to go back into that holiday pantry because you bought the fancy crackers, and you're going to crumble those up and use that as a coating with a little Parmesan cheese. Put these on a little tray, drop those in the air fryer for about 5 minutes. They become these light, crispy, delicious little pops in your mouth because these are cheese filled. And then I just put a little marinara sauce in a shot glass, put them on skewers, and we've elevated freezer pasta.
Amazing. And we all have freezer pasta.
Delish.
Thanks to your mommy and daddy for all these incredible ideas. You did great.